last episode's greatest game in GRC history, the pressure now is firmly on the subscriber sides to keep their undefeated record intact. Teams now have that sniff, they have that smell of victory, and they want to be the first one to take out one of the subscriber sides before they start to clash next round. Today, the All Flakes are taking on the resurgent Lions as they've got their first victory and are looking to make it 2 in a row. Hello everyone and welcome on to Flakes, your home of Rugby Challenge 3 and the subscriber series, the Global Rugby Challenge, where you guys take the field and become the stars of the world of rugby in the subscriber series. Today's match, the All Flakes versus the Lions. The All Flakes, of course, a team that has come under a lot of pressure as this series has gone on, not taking those bonus point victories and only struggling their way to win after win. Many have said it doesn't matter, the W is what's important. Well, you look at the results, notably some like the 10-7 win over the Exeter Chiefs and the 17-7 win over the Scarlets last round. Some say that this could be the team that will be beaten first. Today they're up against the Lions and their team is as follows for tonight's matchup. The front row is consisting of Nicholas Fryland, a captain, starting on the loose head side of Luke Lambert and Arthur Siru along the front row by him. Brett Hartley will line up in the second row alongside the star of this pack, Akahara Kamana, who has taken this competition by storm. Hero from a couple rounds ago, Mark Tommy lines up on the blind side with Dean Mumberg at 7 and Liam Symes-Wells moving from the wing for his first start in the pack at number 8. Jimmy Henderson will start at scrum half with Bob Jeffrey, the superstar man of the round in round 4, to start yet again at fly half. Saki Gavaldi will be alongside Adam Fleetwood in midfield, Christian Catley on the left wing, Ike Wrigley on the right, and it is the man who knows how to run the show, Simmer Coop, the hero as well from a few weeks ago, at fullback and with kicking duties in his hands. Up against them will be the Lions from Super Rugby in South Africa. Now their team hasn't changed a whole lot from when we seen them last time, you've got to say, as they've taken on these subscriber sides, they've suffered quite a few defeats. But it hasn't been all doom and gloom, as the Lions have just got their first win of the season. And ironically enough as well, it was against the best AI side in the competition, the Crusaders, who they took out 28 points to 22. Their first win, they're looking to make it back-to-back for the first time in the season, with this good-looking side that is far from reaching its potential. So the All Flakes will be the team to kick off today's matchup, playing in the black and white strip, of course, and they will be up against the Lions from South Africa in Super Rugby. It is a team with only one victory to their name, up against an undefeated side from the Southern Hemisphere. Underway we go. Simmer Coop playing the role of game kicker for the All Flakes, and number 15 jumper, and it's the Lions early on who had the first use of the football as they sit right inside their 22, and it is out through the right side of Smith. There they find the first runner. Now going back to the forwards, Crier Smith is held up in the tackle, but the ball squirts out for Franco Mostert. Now they look to use the width, and through the middle it goes. And the big boys are doing the hard work. Cronje, Mapu, width on it, finding Skozan, 1-on-1, and Skozan taken down. Good tackle from Mike Wrigley, puts him in his place. Only a couple of metres gained here by the Lions, as now they look to straighten things. And it's Try who does nicely too, finding room out wide as they keep the ball moving. And again, opening up space through the middle for Quagga Smith. He's got man with him, and it is Cornel Skozan who goes straight to the line. Making good yards now are the Lions, and the only ones to hold the ball is Quagga Smith. There's another go finding Mostert.
Release.
Just short of halfway here. Pick and go, and a good one too from Ackerman.
Release.
He goes up to the halfway line almost. Back from Yankees, finding it there too, Howard Vorster. Unusual role for him to kick this one away as Simmer Coop, a bit of trouble, but Ike Wrigley is there on support, and he thumps this one downfield. Symes-Wells playing at number 8. He's got the wheels, And he gets up there fast before Ross Cronje hacks it back. Advantage gain there for the All Flakes. Simon Coop caught from behind. Didn't see the defender coming up on. Here we go with the All Flakes. Lambert out to Catley. Inside to Nicholas Freilander. He's open it all alone. Goes early to Jeffrey. Back to Kamana. Offloads brilliantly, but it's pulled in from Forster, who does very well for the Lions. Now they have to restart through Mostert, going away to Mapu, inside pass, brilliant one as well, before it is the man who started all, Franco Mostert, that knocks the ball on for the Lions. Here's Lambert, they're going to play advantage here through Jeffrey, to Symes Wells, straight through the middle he goes, a little tip over the top, he's got that number 11 back on, and he goes in for the first try for the All Flakes. That is an electric start. Well, we are used to seeing him on the wing. Liam Symes Wells, this time from number 8, he gets a short pass brilliantly through the gap, loses him from acceleration. He's a quick man, we know that from his time in the back line. Not the physical presence that we're used to seeing there in that number 8 jumper, but he adds a great dynamic in open play. Another man who can deliver silky smooth skills like that are unheard of, unseen in the little numbers for any side. Sema Coop, as we've talked about already, has the kicking duties in general play, and of course off the tee, with Bob Jeffrey lining up at 10, giving him full responsibility of directing this team around the park. And Samo Coop nails it. It is 7-0, the All Flakes lead this one after a good deal of possession early on for the Lions. They have struck back very quickly and lead 7-0. Elton Yankees is back to halfway. He's kept for the Springboks is Yankees, and he's one who they need to keep right on top of this game as Adam Fleetwood knocks on. One pass from the kickoff and Fleetwood spills his cookies. Lions straight away gets the scrum penalty after Fleetwood hacked that forward after knocking it on. So it'll be the Lions through Ross Cronje to feed this scrum, and Ackerman at the back waits for his pull with the ball at feet. Still waiting for him to come back. It's a steady scrum. I expect these two sides to really go at it. They go left side to Skies, and goes back to Cronje, who tries to, no, it's Ackerman in fact, who tries to feed it through the middle. Changing directions, left, right, and all over the place are the Lions. Eventually going sideways with ball in hand. Smith, the way to Cronje, who steps one, and now they go straight through the middle through Trier. Great pass out wide, and it's going to be his first try for the Lions, and an instant reply back after conceding from the All Flakes, and the Lions are back in the game. They are back on the board, and a great try it was as it went to the left side, cutting back through the step here. You see, Cronje did brilliantly, then he slips away. No, Ferreira was in fact, who goes back to the try scorer, Jaco Creel, who gets his first for his team. It was all crowd here from Ross Cronje, who left sprawling all over the floor. Jimmy Henderson, not his finest moment. He tried to scamper back to help out as well, to make up for his mishap, but he could not catch up with Jaco Creel. And the Lions find themselves right back in this game instantly as well. And the threat now of being the first side to lose out of the subscriber teams is back on the dinner serving plates, because the Lions have tied it up, but it's 7-7. Creel scores for the Lions, and it is Yankees to convert it as well. Half an hour gone. We are back where we began. The scores are deadlocked. Sama Coop back there with the big throw. Number 15 on his back as well. He'll be pleased with how easily he was done with that play as well. It's a long kick this time, and Symes Wells does brilliantly, pulls it in, and he loses the ball straight away. And that is Lanu Mapu who steals it away. And the All Flakes quickly have this ball as well. They could take it back, but no, well played there by the Lions. As now they look to expand their way through. Great ball there, and then it's Marks going away to the left side. They now go through Forster, who straightens and almost gets away with it as the defence shifted away to the left. The Lions really exposing now the All Flakes defence, as Ackerman tries to go around the fringes. It's there for Dreyer. Short Vorster keeping it tight now as they do eventually go wide. Didn't do exactly. Smith now out on the right hand side, beats a couple of tackles. And Catley has turned that over in brilliant fashion. Catley down left hand side, but a foot in touch. Has the sideline official waving his flag frantically there. And how quickly did that game explode just there? Both sides. Oh, what a catch from Kamana! That is outstanding skills from the big man. And that ball goes backwards and after Seru has just thrown it straight in touch as the buzzer goes. Possibly some may argue that should be a penalty. Deliberately throwing the ball out into touch. But the referee lets it go on this occasion. And it is the All Flakes and the Lions all tied up at half-time. 7-7 between the two sides. It is a great try for Liam Soames-Wells to the All Flakes, and of course the reply in the back row also from Jaco Kriel. So at half-time we look at the stats. Possession, territory, one way and t'other for the two sides. The Lions leading possession, but it's the All Flakes who deal things out on territory. Both sides kicking freely as well. A lot of this dig down in their own territory, looking to clear themselves away. Tackle count, All Flakes 33, Lions 12. That is a huge difference in tackles there. The Lions with more ball, that obviously means they are going to spend more time on attack. They lead line breaks as well, 4-3, but on the scoreboard, the story remains locked up. 7-7 we are at halftime. Good start by both sides, but who will be the better in the second 40 and take away this big victory for their respective side? All Flakes undefeated. The Lions looking to go 2 in a row. Back to the field we come with the Lions getting set to resume play. It is 7-7, of course, the score. 40 minutes of action has passed us by. The second 40 is set to continue here as Artigankis goes deep down to Fleetwood, who quickly shifts it to Dean Mumberg. 1-on-1 against the backline player. You'd expect him, he could have done a bit of damage there. Jimmy Henderson gets a short one away and he decides, without much other option, to just smash this downfield. And it's Andres Kutsia who beautifully, oh, this is sensational. Great tackle, thrown in though. It opens up now for the Lions. And they break away on the left-hand side through Van Ruin. It's there, Cronje gets it brilliantly. There's no one back here. Well, the All Flakes got to look out. It's Howard Vorster, runs on an angle, tries to create space. And it's a turnover from Catley, his second of the match now. And he's going to instantly lose the ball straight back. It is Quagga Smith who replies. Now, left side, there's so much room here for the Lions. They pop it in and out. Forster going at left side, short, and oh, it's been knocked on from Apu. And then he puts a hit on after the fact. A bit of a late shot there on Akahata Kamana. Not the friendly sportsman-like behaviour we like to see here on the channel. And Lionel Mapu, a bit of frustration coming out in his play here. Scrum feed for the All Flakes, and now on their own 22, and Henderson leaves it to Soames-Wells, who pops it short, looking for Jimmy Henderson to run it around. Didn't do it, didn't move. Henderson was planted, and the ball just falls into touch. Malcolm Marks, stolen Kamana. Henderson quickly gets rid of it. Bob Jeffrey runs at the line, and a good tackle from Yankees pulls him down. Lambert goes left side, and Soames-Wells goes straight through once more. This man has been a star for the All Flakes. They look for a quickly recycled ball. Henderson's even joining the ruck. Here's one, Cavani. He's put up a big bomb from the base of the ruck. It goes up and it comes down, and no mark caught there. Van Ruin looks wide and straight through again. They go through Vorster. Returning the kick deep down into All Flakes territory. Samakoop, he was there, but he wasn't prepared. The chase is brilliant. And on the 22, the All Flakes are pinned back now in their own territory, regularly away to Soames-Wells. Looks to spread it. Kamana gets rid of one, but take it in the second. Just outside their 22. Hartley's got away to Dean Mumberg. There's room to spare here. There's room for Miles. Inside to Fleetwood. Nicholas Feinlander. He's going to go all the way. He's got no support at all, but he'll do it himself. Great show of speed from the loose head prop. The captain leads from the front and he puts his team rightly in their place. One of the most experienced campaigners in this All Flakes side. Great play from Fleetwood as well. And he puts Friedlander thrown away. And you've got to say, how did Smith not catch him? It was a loose head prop up against a winger. Fleetwood, brilliant as well. Did have a little bit of support catching up. Finally, Symes Wells at the end there. Could have been in the action as well as Lambert. Unrequired. And the big man got the job done. Something does occur quite often here on GRC Global Rugby Challenge competition. We see teams with explosive players with speed to burn throughout these sides. Here is Samakup, who nails another conversion, an easy one right in front. Friedlander did the good thing and put it under the sticks. And 14-7 is the score now. The lead is reinstated by the All Flakes, 7 points. And now it's up to the Lions to try and fight their way back. Oh, left line from Mumberg. That could be trouble. Fleetwood though saves the day. Gets away to Mark Tommy. Oh, he goes straight through. Mapu gives chase. They might not catch him. Mark Tommy shows the wheels. We've seen them before, and we see them again. Wow, 14-point turnaround if this kick goes over. 7-7, we were all locked up. Now 2 moments of brilliance, and this back row for the All Flakes is phenomenal. Smith this time was the last to give chase. He was slowly catching up on Tommy, just like he was catching up on Friedlander just minutes ago. And both occasions, he was unable to put them away. Tommy did the smart thing. He went wide. He just put the defence at bay and took every part of the field he required to put that over. A telling try here for the All Flakes. This game was tight, but this try could really change the whole outcome of this match, the whole flow. Confidence maybe starting to wane for the Lions as Samakup nails another one. He is 100% from the tee tonight. 21-7 is the score. Coop and Co doing the job against the Lions. 21-7. One more for a bonus point. Which is something All Flakes fans don't know a huge amount about, as Yankees goes short and Lambert gets away to Mumberg, who tries to charge his way through. This is a tough one though. There was a Lions player quickly over that ball. Here's the run from Hartley. He's got out to nowhere, but Wrigley! Oh, what a pickup for Wrigley. Terrible ball though. Oh, here we go! It's left side for Skozan. He's got options. He's gone all the way. He is going to lead them for dust. Samakup, no chance. And a great little play down the left wing by the Lions. And 10 to go. It is game on. 21-12, kick to come. Skozan scores it, but it was created here a little bit earlier. Brilliantly done there. It was out to Yankees. Who else to put that on a platter for Skozan? And the dummy was just the icing on the cake. He had the speed to go all the way. Here it was, debatably where that pass actually come from. Mike Wrigley was the one to deliver that. He sold it down the river to Bob Jeffrey, who's not having a repeat of his last match where he was the star. Today, he's been solid, but out to Yankees. And caught now Skozan definitely left those guys truly behind. Big conversion this for the Lions. Nail this and they will stay in the game. And a good kick from the try creator. Yankees, and we have a game back on our hands here, folks. 21-14 is the score. And it's just 9 minutes remaining. Would you bet against the Lions pulling this one level? This man on screen now, Samakup, he's got to be directing, he's got to be thinking. As the general in this back line guiding things with his boots. Great tackle there from Friedlander. A man of the match performance coming in from the big prop and captain. He'll be another. He'll be directing this team around. He knows. Oh, Hartley! He's stolen one. Brett Hartley does well, but it's lost straight away. But it's a forward pass. Oh, this could be something on the platter for the All Flakes now. It's servings all round here. Quagga Smith. No, that was Jaco Creel. The Penalty party. I didn't see a forward pass there at all. What do they do, the All Flakes? A try will give them the bonus point and secure a victory. If they don't get that, then they are in jeopardy of drawing this match. The decisions have been made. Captain Freilander is in the scrum. It's steady. It looks good for Henderson. What do they do? Back to Jeffrey. Oh, he's lining one up. It's a drop goal attempt from Bob Jeffrey, and it is over. That's what the plan was all along. The lead is back out over a try, and it is a 10-point buffer now thanks to the right boot of Bob Jeffrey, who slots that one from a handy position. A terrible place to give away a scrum with your fly half standing just to the left, right in front of the sticks. It was really an opportunity made in heaven for the All Flakes as Freilander captain takes that ball down, but he's lost it straight away. And this is opportunity now for the Lions to get themselves a bonus point. Can they do it? Yankees, Mapu keeping options alive. Musto does well, giving out to Skozan. Back inside it goes, and it's Van Rooyen. Oh, Van Rooyen goes away, and Fleetwood takes him down to a bit of help from Samakoop. They're in the 22, the Lions. Reverse pass back to the left side, and a good tackle. Takes him down, Jeffrey doing the job this time. Here's Skozan, pops a wobbly old one. Mapu does brilliantly. It's Van Rooyen once more. Keeping it alive is Quagga Smith. All Flakes players over him quickly. Is there a bonus point? Is there a chance here for the Lions? Keeping it alive. Must start once more. They are just 5 meters short. Left side, Mapu keeps it open. Van Rooyen! Oh, he's got to be over us. No! The ball rose back. It's there. Yankees pops it short for Malcolm Marks. No. Still it rolls back for the Lions. Mustard plays scrum half again and again. But there it is. There's the try for the Lions. They could have tied it up, but they conceded that easy three. They'll take a bonus point. They will follow up their first victory. And it is, of course, a man who's had a fantastic game today against the All Flakes, Lionel Mapu, who scores the final say. Great play there. He shrugged away the tackle of Jimmy Henderson, who's had a game to forget, that is for sure. Missing the tackle on Yankees that led ultimately to the try for Skozan, and now he was just squashed like a bug by Lionel Mapu. So he goes in the tackle of Samakoop to score. It is a great try for the Lions, and good for them to keep it within a try as well. They've done very well in today's matchup. They deserve this point, and they've often been a pretty valiant foe for the All Flakes, who keep it alive for the subscriber sides. It is victory once more for the All Flakes. There goes the whistle. Referee confirms, and the All Flakes carry on their merry way. Bonus point or not, they don't care. Victory was hard fought today against the Lions, and they had to fight hammer and tong to pull this one home. They've done it eventually. They've done well too. But the Lions proving that they are getting better and better as this competition wears on. Let's have a look at some stats here. The All Flakes 24-21. Can you believe it's got that close? 3 tries apiece. The difference ultimately again was the drop goal from Bob Jeffrey. 3 tries, Nicholas Freilander, Mark Tommy and Liam Symes-Wells picking up 1 apiece. As for the Lions, it was Jaco Creel, Cornell Skozan and Lionel Mapu scoring 1 apiece for the visiting side. Samakoop from the tee was flawless, as was his opposite number, Alton Yankees, in the number 10 jumper, though not 15, who was also flawless for the Lions. But as we said before, Bob Jeffrey, hero on the day, his drop goal leading the All Flakes to victory. So some key stats from that 80-minute performance from these two sides, and really, if anything, the Lions just got better and better in this match as it wore on. That little passage where the All Flakes scored twice was ultimately the difference again. And so those 2 tries really gave a lot of work for the Lions to do. They fought back hard and they finished the better of the 2 sides. There's no arguing that point at all. They led on possession. They led on territory. They dominated this game. I'd suspect they'd lead on line breaks as well from the performance of the first half where they did, and the second where they were actually the better side. The drop goal, the difference, their scrum was strong as well. And look at that tackle count. How much work the All Flakes had to do. 59 tackles from the home subscriber side. just 28 from the Lions. They did a lot of hard work on defense, the All Flakes, and they really had to work for this match. The Lions, though, you got to say, you can argue that and say they should be the ones celebrating a win. They had the time, they had the position, and they should have made something more of their chances. Okay, so that is one match left in round 5 now, heading into the next game, which will be the Celtic Dragons versus Clermont, which is interesting as well because Clermont have given a couple of subscriber sides a bit of a hurry up recently as well. So this one will be definitely one to watch. Another chance for one of the sides to take finally maybe a victory over the subscriber sides before they start to meet in round 6, which now remember is only one game away. And of course, Team of the Week. And then we will have the clash of the subscriber sides. So we can see a little look on the table there to the right. It is, the All Flakes who are dragging the chain a bit, with the Celtic Dragons still would have a game to go. They could pass just about everyone and go straight to the top of the ladder, but they've got a tough ask against Clermont. So we'll have a bit of a look here at the leaderboard as it stands with one game still to play. And, well, you look at our next opponent. It is Clermont, 3 losses and 1 win. It's not a record to be proud of by any stretch of the imagination, but neither have the Lions been, but they just gave the All Flakes a bit of a push. We've seen Wasps give us a push. Scarlets, the Chiefs actually only lost in one of the early rounds by 3 points, if I'm not mistaken. What was it, 7-5 or 10-7 was the score, I think, against the Flakes. I may be wrong on that. I haven't 100% remember back in round 1. It was a long time ago, but they have shown 5 games, 5 losses that they are no pushover either. So Clermont will fancy their chances, and they could really push themselves up the table if they get one over a team like the Celtic Dragons. So here is the fixtures from round 5. As you can see, the Guardians kicked off with a good win against the Chiefs, who we just talked about. Toulon win over the Scarlets by a close margin, 12-9 there. Flakes 21-17 over Wasps. That was close. And then, that's 4 points. And then this one here, All Flakes 24-21 over the Lions. It's only 3. Got the Celtic Dragons against Clermont. And we wrap up Crusaders Munster. That should be a goodie as well. But look out. Round 6 is where it all begins. So the Scarlets kick off against the Exeter Chiefs. Then it's the big one where you've all been waiting for. The Guardians of the Crib up against the Corn Flakers. That is sure to be an absolute cracker, and I'll be honest, I cannot wait for our first subscriber side clash of season number 2. The Wasps up against the Celtic Dragons, and Munster will wrap it up versus the All Flakes for round number 6. But that does, speaking of wrapping this up, that does wrap up me as well for today's episode. For those of you who have been around the channel for a while, I do apologise for my lack of uploads over the last couple of weeks. For those of you who do not know, I haven't really told anyone, so most people won't know this, but we did have a death in the family 2 weeks ago. So unfortunately that explains where I've been. Not fun stuff, but hoping to get back into the groove very, very soon, starting here with today's matchup. So you'll see plenty more from me in the coming days. Thank you for tuning in, watching, and sticking by the channel. If you're new around here, do not forget to hit that subscribe, and of course, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed today's episode. But until we meet again for our final match of round 5, I'll see you then. Take care.